We got to get into JJ Redick this morning. That is the topic of discussion. Shout out to all the supporters. Justo, I see you in the building, my G. Good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Shout out to the homie Justo. Hope you ready to see LeBron and AD in the Olympics in a couple hours going down. But first things first, Laker land, let's get down to business here on Playback. Let's talk about JJ Redick. I just want to evaluate real quick. I'm not going to hold you guys for too long. I actually got breakfast cooking up right now, so I'm going to have to head out in a minute. But I did want to touch base with you guys, Laker land, about JJ Redick. I'm really kind of interested in your thoughts about JJ Redick, the short-term future, because we've been talking about Bronny James. We've been talking about LeBron last days. We've been talking about everything except for really what's going on with this coaching staff. And kind of behind the scenes, JJ has a complete coaching staff. He's ready to rock, it seems like. So I wanted to talk about it. He got a 4-year contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. And I guess first things first is the amount of years that JJ Redick got for this job. Was it good to y'all or was it bad? For him, I think it's great. You know, you get the opportunity to be a coach, quote unquote, for, a franchise such as the Lakers for 4 years on paper. It definitely makes sense for you to accept that. And, it's a great bullet point to put on your resume, especially if you're starting out your coaching career in the NBA. There's no other city like it. The reality of it is I'm not quite so sure he's going to get the full 4. To be able to show what he can bring to the table. I kind of believe he will have the chance. Some people feel like if LeBron goes, JJ goes. And if the Lakers fall short early, JJ is going early. History has kind of shown that, but I think it's a little bit different. And I think that Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, they are really looking forward to the future of the Lakers. They're really looking towards developing. One of the reasons why we haven't seen a whole bunch of movements made in free agency and trades, the Lakers are trying to keep some of these draft assets that they have. And it's just very interesting. But I feel like because that the front office is focused on developing, of course they would like to win now. This is the Lakers. But Jeannie and Rob seems to be looking towards the future. And for that reason alone, because JJ Redick is coming in as a creative mind, I think they're going to give him some time to grow. I mean, Jeannie Buss doesn't seem like the type of person that like to fire people. Look at the relationship she has with Rob Pelinka. And we talked about Rob yesterday or a couple days ago here on Lakerland about the type of work he's been doing. My guy Justo said you can always rebuild. And I think you're right, but time and Justo is everything, because there's talks about the Lakers not having enough money to be able to compete with some of the other teams that are competing for a title. So we got finance issues. The best guys on your team is 39, 40 years old. And the other one, and Anthony Davis, we still don't know if he's a real leader. We don't know how happy AD really is, because everything that the Lakers have been doing this summer has kind of been appeasing LeBron, not so much Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis is actually the one that's going to be there for 4. So, it's very interesting. You got JJ Redick and Anthony Davis. You got that element for 4 years. And, how will that play out? Because JJ wasn't Anthony Davis's choice. I'm not saying that he got a problem with Redick, but that wasn't his choice. So the amount of years, was it good or bad? The 4 for JJ Redick, Lakerland, I'll say it was good for him. I just think realistically, he might get. They might get. I think they'll give him 4. I think they'll give him 4, unless the Lakers missed the playoffs this year, missed the playoffs like the first 2 years. Then I think they might can cut that short. But if he shows some promise, I honestly think they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and give JJ Redick, even post LeBron, an opportunity to make some noise. Just don't say feel like nowadays you find your superstars in the late first round, if not the second round, depending on who you are. We look at Nikola Jokic, like MVPs of our league have been put in the second round. Look at the attention that Bronny James is getting for all the wrong reasons. But I'm just saying, like, you're absolutely right. You can find superstars and stars all different parts of the draft, not putting Bronny in the superstar category, but I'm just looking at it from the attention aspect. Yeah, I just give me a second. What card does she want me to unlock? Hold on, Lakerland, because my wife is. All right, now back to the get back. The coaching staff. I'm sorry, the coaching staff. We got Nate McMillan, who's a former head coach. We got Scott Brooks, I believe, former head coach. We got Greg St. John, who won as an assistant with the Lakers in 2020 under Frank Vogel. We have what's her name? Harding, who has a history with JJ Redick. She was with JJ in Philly with the 76ers, along with Duke. And I feel like I'm missing one other person that JJ Redick got on his staff. To me, he has a nice little core to play with. I agree with Justin. I think he has good coaching pieces around him. My concern, Lakerland and Justo, is this: Nate McMillan and Scott Brooks. Nate McMillan has a little bit of an ego. This is the reason why he's out in Atlanta right now, because Nate McMillan is a winning coach. He has a winning record. He's not an assistant. He really is a head coach. His personality, his ego, he kept bumping heads with Trae Young, the star. And, in the NBA, you're going to get your stars are going to get picked before the coaches. That's just how it goes. And I'm wondering, how long will Nate McMillan be willing to play the back seat to JJ Redick, knowing that JJ Redick has absolutely no coaching experience on any level? I'm concerned and I'm interested to see how instrumental of a role Coach Brooks and Coach McMillan will have on JJ Redick. Because also those guys, even though they are winning coaches, they kind of, I don't want to say old, like disrespectful, but the game is changing and going into a different direction. You got JJ Redick trying to come up with some type of like mobile app for the team, for the players, to communicate, learn the playbook. Like technology and just technically speaking, JJ Redick is trying to implement some things that I don't think Coach Nate McMillan or Coach Scott Brooks would even consider doing. And I think that's kind of a benefit if you can find a balance. But, I would hope JJ Redick, just because he's the new kid on the block, doesn't just listen to everything that McMillan says, Scott Brooks says, because they have head coaching experience. I hope he definitely takes their advice, but I hope JJ shows some leadership. I hope he shows some intuition. I anticipate these guys, McMillan and Scott Brooks, to coach their butts off, because they're going to be looking to be an assistant coach next season if they get an opportunity. So I'm with Justo. I like the coach, but I definitely have a lot of questions about the chemistry and the camaraderie above it. Biggest weakness for JJ Redick, I've said it before, Lakerland, and I'll say it again. The biggest weakness this year for JJ Redick is going to be to find his identity. Typically, we talk about that when we talk about the players of the game. JJ has to identify who he is, and he may need to do it sooner than later. Are you LeBron James' friend, or are you the coach of the Lakers? Some feel like you can't do both. And in some aspects, I can understand where they're coming from. Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss are the ones who sign the checks at the end of the day. They are looking to go into the direction of the future. JJ Redick was brought here for the future. However, JJ Redick was brought here to me based off of the merit of LeBron. LeBron and AD wants to win now. So what direction does JJ Redick go as a head coach in his first year? Does he look to appease his superstar duo, or does he follow suit of what the bosses say? This is a very interesting decision that JJ Redick is going to have to make, because LeBron is only going to be here for another 2, most likely. So JJ Redick has to look bigger picture. I know LeBron is his guy. I know they did the podcast and all that other good stuff, but JJ has to look at the big picture, and he can't be appeasing to every little thing that LeBron says this year. And hopefully LeBron James, wouldn't even put him in that position. LeBron hasn't been a bad guy. You don't see people talking down or bad about LeBron when we talk about being a friend or a snake or something like that. He had a history of putting his friends in great positions. So I don't think that he would put JJ Redick in a spot for him not to be successful. Justo say the Lakers front office have to fix the roster so JJ can have something to work with. But he has to speak out. That's what I'm saying. He really has to speak out. I know he don't really have no cachet, but he needs to speak out. There's been reports that Rob Pelinka initially was with a trade to Jeremy Grant, Portland, over to the Lakers. We've been asking for Jeremy Grant since the offseason. Now there was a report come out that he backed out of the deal on the last year he initially was with. What are the Lakers waiting for? What stars out there are available to be traded? There's nobody out there. There's no free agents out there. Tyus Jones was the best free agent going into yesterday, 2 days ago, that rookie, and he signed a minimum with Phoenix yesterday. So there's no free agents that's going to change life for the Lakers. And who's out there that's going to be who's out there that's worth being traded? You know what I mean? It's just not happening. Unless LeBron and Anthony Davis is out in Paris right now recruiting somebody, which I seriously doubt, Rob Pelinka has done a terrible job since we got eliminated in the first round. And that's how I feel like, even though JJ is the new kid on the block, JJ has to speak up alongside of LeBron and AD. Put that pressure on Rob Pelinka. We need these moves to be made. The window is closing. So that's the biggest weakness or biggest challenge that I think JJ is going to have this year, in his first year, is coming up with his own identity. What type of person are we going to define him as? And 5 must-do things in his first year. Maybe we'll save that part for another stream, maybe tomorrow. In a couple days, I'll get back to a playback room. I will be back at you guys tomorrow with another quick episode of Lakerland. Do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also catch our live streams on YouTube, as well as our daily content that we putting out for the Lakers. So make sure y'all go to YouTube and follow us and subscribe to the channel on Lakerland Show. Shout out to the homie Justo for coming through, popping up this Sunday morning. Hope you guys enjoy the Olympic game going down in about hours at 11:15, I believe, between Team USA and Serbia. We got LeBron and AD versus Nikola Jokic. Today going down on NBC Peacock. You guys lock in, and I'll catch up with you all with a recap tomorrow. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. I'm Seven Mitchell with Lakerland. Y'all be good. I'm out. Peace. For the latest and greatest on your Los Angeles Lakers, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and we appreciate the support. Follow us on social media at Lakerland Show and join our Playback TV room for our free VIP access to our Lakers watch parties and, of course, the Lakerland podcast. That's playback.tv/Lakerland.